What's good, everyone? So, for those of you who actually know me, know that I am a two-time world natural bodybuilding champion. Um, a two-time world natural bodybuilding champion. Yes, I was born in Trinidad, where I grew up until I was 15 when I moved to the UK. There's a lot more to that story, but that's just the as basic as I'm going to keep it. I may expand on that story one day, but that's just all I'm giving you for now. um, and health and fitness has always been a priority for me. I've prioritized being healthy and fit all my life, and that goes in direct contradiction coming from Trinidad, where the food system and dietary system is based on some sort of draconian slave system where it's very high in sugar, highly processed, and I sometimes feel like the more highly processed the food are, the more people tend to consume it. KFC in Trinidad is probably the biggest and fastest growing food chain. In fact, Trinidad is proudly touts itself as selling the most chicken, the most KFC in the world. And KFC is essentially processed food. I saw a video the other day that blew my mind. And it's a video of Japan, where if you compare Japan to Trinidad or, say, America or even the UK, where over 40%, close to 50% of the people in these countries, meaning America, places like Trinidad or the Caribbean and the UK, close to 50% or well over 40% of the people in those countries are obese and suffer from some sort of medical problems related to being diabetic. America has something like 360 million people, and they believe that over 100 million are diabetic or living with diabetes, and they don't even know it. I imagine the numbers are pretty similar in the Caribbean. I haven't got those numbers, but I imagine it's pretty similar. And likewise, the UK. And the reason for this is because our dietary system does not allow us to eat or consume healthy food. And sometimes that's through choice, sometimes that's through addiction, and sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles, no pun intended. Some people haven't got a choice. It's either you eat now whatever's given to you, or you starve to death. And for those people, I sympathize. Now, I saw some statistic coming from Japan. Japan, I believe, is the third richest economy in the world. And compared to the US, the UK, their obesity rate is something like 4% and falling. 4% and falling. That's comparative to the UK and America and the Caribbean. In Japan, is 4% the obesity rate and falling. And this video I'm about to attach to this explains exactly why that is. It blew my mind. Watch the video. Let me know your thoughts. And please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next video. For now, much love. Take care. Peace.
Japan is the third richest country in the whole world, and they didn't get fat, right? So 42% of Americans are obese. It's 4% of Japanese people, and it's set to fall, right?
Wild.
There's no market for Ozempic in these countries. They're really not fat. And at first you think, well, it must be some genetic thing. They must have just won the genetic lottery. But we know that's not the case.
Yeah.
So the Japanese government very consciously transformed the Japanese diet.
Yeah.
They transformed the diet and they did all sorts of things that are now continued and in fact stepped up. So I wanted to see what they are. So I went to this school in Tokyo called Koenji School. Kids go there from when they're 6 to when they're 18. And it was a really strange experience because it's a school with 1,000 children. I spent a whole day there. There's not one overweight child in that school.
Wow.
It's a strange thing to see, right? And we were greeted at the door, me and my translator Chie, by a woman called Harumi Tatibe, who's the nutritionist who works for the school. In Japan, by law, every school has to employ a professional nutritionist.
Oh, God. Wow.
It's a serious qualification. It's 3 years on top of your teaching degree. And as the nutritionist, your job is to design the school meals, which have to, by law, be made entirely of fresh foods that are prepared on the day. You're not even allowed pre-processed paste in the schools in Japan. And then you've got to use those fresh, unprocessed meals, which contain all the main food groups, to educate the children about how to eat well, eat healthily.